Okay. Okay. I am streaming. Let me actually pull this out and then do that. Okay. So that way my tracking looks a little bit better. Usually if I don't do that, like my model looks like it's looking up all the time. Um Oh, hi Banana. Are you in your chat? Oh yeah, test. Yeah. Hi Arcfiend. Hi. Oh, that was all of a sudden. Usually it takes like a while for you guys to come in. I looked away for like 2 seconds and you guys are here. But welcome to the stream. It's been a bit. I think it's been like a week since I last streamed. Last time I streamed it was kind of a disaster, so um sorry, but not I'm sorry if I completely forgot, but are you a new subscriber, follower, or you've been here for a while, you just haven't been chatting for a bit? Because I don't recognize you, but thank you so much for coming to chat. I'm in the stream before you. I wasn't last time because of work. Yeah, I know. You're always the first one here. Last time I did a stream, I don't know if it's still up. It's probably gone from my profile, but I did like a little tier list thing, and it was kind of really bad because OBS was just like everything was just like a disaster with how everything was going. I'll probably explain it while I'm doing this, but uh yeah, I think Banana is an old follower. They just haven't been engaging, so I was just curious. But thank you so much for coming. Oh yeah, the tier list was actually there, but I wasn't chatting. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I haven't streamed since then. So yeah, I've been very like slacking on streaming, unfortunately. But per usual, I have to take out my earplugs because I always forget. A little dangerous, like listening to music at the same time because you don't hear anything in the house. Um, and per usual, I'll probably have to keep one headphone open. But yeah, that was kind of bad because I don't know, like OBS like crashed, but it was also still working, and there was like a notification. It's like, oh, your thing crashed, and like I don't know what to click, and I clicked something, and then like my stream went down, and I was like, oh god, I have to like prepare all this stuff. Um, but we're just doing some drawing streams, just something chill, not like last time. Last time I was just like panicking, and I was almost kind of mad too. Like I was just like thinking about life and shit. But we're gonna do some art. So this is kind of like a project, I guess. I'm kind of working on. Ever since Miku Expo. Um, Also, this is very loud. It's usually not very loud. Maybe it's just like the song. Okay. Or maybe I just put the volume up on the Spotify this time. It looks like that. Um, so this is kind of like a, again, quote unquote project. Um, where I'm kind of taking a lot of my Miku Expo designs that I've submitted and just kind of like redrawing them or just doing like images for them. And I've been very comfortable with using Vroid, which is the program I use to make this model that you're seeing right now of my little streamer person. Hello, my persona. Can I do a wave? Hold on. Can I do that? Did that work? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's clipped very weirdly, but I've never done those things. Those are set up in VMagic Mirror, but I've never done those things. And I think I'll never do that again, but I've been very comfortable using Vroid, and I've been kind of comfortable using Blender a little bit, and I was like, I kind of want to like make 3 models of these like designs too, because there's also a very popular 3D program, Miku Miku Dance, which I used to use like for a very long time before I went back into doing illustrating. And it's like, oh, I can like import these into like Miku Miku Dance, and like people can use them order. It's a whole thing. But this is my first ever Miku Expo design, and let me see if I can just open it up in a. Can I open it? I'll just like do this or something. Then my sub view. So when Miku Expo did their first character design contest, this was my first design. This was in like 2020. I think it was 2021. So this is when like COVID was happening and they were doing their like online Miku expos. And yeah, it's pretty old. I remember I did like a really old. Okay, why do I keep saying old? It's like literally like 2-3 years ago. I did this video that I don't have on my channel anymore of me kind of going through the thought process of designing this Miku, because I also went through a lot of like concept work and like did all that. And I just wanted to show people how I kind of came to this conclusion of this design and what I think about when doing concept work. Because I think I mentioned it before, I am kind of like passionate about concept art and like character concept art. But yeah, ooh, brain fart. But yeah, maybe since I actually did some Miku Expo reference sheets, if you follow me on like Instagram or Twitter, you've probably seen them for this year. There hasn't been any results up yet, so we'll see if those make it, if I win them. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much of it because I don't know. I don't think they said anything in like the rules or whatever that you should talk about the contest or whatever. I'll just like talk about it a little bit. So maybe after when the contest is done, I wanted to take all of my Miku Expo concepts and I just want to make one whole video of me just like going through all of them and just talking about the thought process of it, which would be really good because again, this video for this concept is pretty old. So I think a nice new one where I'm like better at speaking, better at editing videos and stuff like that. I'll just like, it's just gonna be better. And also like a lot of the more recent Miku designs, I didn't do too much concept work for those, so the video wouldn't be like as long as you might be thinking. I think obviously my first design, I did a lot of concept work for this one. But yeah. So I'm just gonna try to actually redraw this because after I did this concept, I did do a full like standing image of this design, but I remember really hating it and just being very frustrated with how it looked at the end. I remember even saying in the Instagram like caption, it's like, oh my god, I'm so done with this. Here, just have just have the pose. Here, have the art. And so I would just love to do like a new revived version of this, which I have been working on. That I started on today, just for a couple hours before stream started. I think the phase had a hard time like figuring out the perspective, but I think I'll just figure that out over time. But yeah, I'm just at the drafting part, so we'll just do that. And I kind of like that I'm just doing art stuff because I can just like calm down and talk about things or just like have a chill stream pretty much. Just have a chill stream to start with before I get back into more regular streaming, which I hope I would do. I don't know, just like I guess I'll talk about it. I mean, it's basically just like I've been in a mental strut, not strut, mental strain, mental rut, something like that. So I just like, I'm just not gonna stream because sometimes when I want to do art, okay, I should start drawing. When I want to do art, yeah, I'm done with the explaining part. I just kind of want to like chill and just watch things while I'm streaming and not streaming, watch things while I'm doing art and not have to worry about doing like streaming stuff. Because I feel like I mentioned this before because like when you're streaming, like you're 100% just thinking about the streaming and just kind of keep yourself like entertaining and stuff. So yeah, sometimes I just like want to do art without having to think about what I'm doing on stream, how I'm doing on stream. Sorry, I was just looking at my layout and it looked a little glitchy, so I have to fix that next stream. Also, I don't have the pen tablet mode on my VMagic Mirror. Because if you see some of my older art videos, I have like this little turquoise pen thing that makes me look like I'm drawing on like a little pad thing, but I just don't have that on right now because I think I mentioned it last stream. I like the way that VC face, um, how it presented the model where the model arms were like completely down and like VMagick Mirror kind of has them up and out. And there's no way you can like fix that. So this was like the only way I could kind of make it look like VMagick Mirror with like my arms down using like the keyboard mouse option. I kind of just like how my model is looking up too, because when I'm using the pentable mode, it's like looking down. And I'm like, well, I'm not using like a Cintiq. I'm using like a, or you know, like I'm not using a display tablet. I'm using a pen and a pad. So I want my character to look up at their screen, and not look down like they're using a display tablet. So, but the initial concept, so there was a song contest that comes with it. There's always a song contest that comes with it. And for this one, they released the song winner before the costume contest, I think. So I was able to base this design off of the song. Let me get some water. I'm a little low on water, so hopefully I don't need it all the time. So I find that it was a little easier to kind of figure out the concept with like the song, so I can get like the vibe of what it is like. You know, I'm not gonna do something fun and bright and shiny like if the song is pretty mellow, which the song was a little like not like somewhat like mellow for like an EDM song. I don't remember the song like from heart because it was like a couple of years ago. But yeah, hopefully like I'll get I don't have to explain it all here on stream. Maybe I'll just make a YouTube video when I come around to doing it. Now that I think about it, I might try to like start now because I don't know how long they're gonna take to decide the designs, but yeah. I also wanted to pull up some of my designs that I did for this year to just show people. But again, I don't know about the rules if I'm allowed to do that, if I'm allowed to talk about it like that. I don't know. So I'm kind of just gonna wait till the contest is done. But there's a lot of great submissions this year, so I feel like my designs definitely a little bit more toned down than like a lot of other people's were. There were some like I really liked, but yeah, sometimes I feel like I overthink when I'm designing. When I do that, like I end up something with like kind of very mellow design. Kind of a low-key design, but yeah, I just there was like some thought process when it came to how I was designing the model, because compared to last time, the design contests were always done for online. So this started when like COVID hit. So they did Miku Expo online, so it was like a stream. So you have to consider that it's a stream. So you have to like think about the design in that way. It's going to be probably more zoomed in, you know what I'm saying? So they can probably focus on more detail kind of. And then for this year's they did a VR concert. So yeah, you have to consider that it's like still virtual in VR, but for this year they're coming back, you know, live, like in concert. So now you have to consider that they're going to be on stage. So I was designing like in like for like that reason, that like, okay, she's going to be on like stage, like how am I going to design it with that in mind? Which I can keep rambling, I can keep going, but I think I'm just going to save it for the YouTube video. Because I feel like I need to like write down a script so that way my thoughts are like cohesive or whatever. But it's been an okay week. I mean, there has been some pretty bad days, but yeah, just doing stuff, you know. Also, I'm using Firefox this time. Hopefully that will be better when it comes to like handling Spotify at least. Um Again, my computer, like the GPU and the CPU is it's a little hard, but I think it'll be a little better. And I always do a disk cleanup on my computer when I can. Um Sometimes, it helps a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, the face, I feel like the face is a little weird, but I'll fix that a little. I find that I make heads very small too. I don't know if anyone else does that. I tend to make very small heads for my models. Um Also, this canvas size is obviously going to be shortened when I'm kind of finalize the model. So I kind of have all the room that I want, and then I'm just going to shrink it to what I um need it to be. But I think if you notice for a lot of like my Miku designs, I am a big fan of just like a plain shoe. Because I feel like if you do a bad shoe, it's gonna stand out a lot. So I tried to do a plain shoe. But I hope everyone was doing okay. um Hopefully I'll get back into streaming a lot more. Yeah. So I did like a little short here. And now that I think about it too, it's like this reference was definitely pretty bad. Like this is my first time doing a reference and I thought I got everything down. And now that I really think about it, it's like, okay, where does this end and how does this work and like why does it do this? And it's like I have this thing where it's like tied around the model, but like I don't explain on my reference sheet like how that works or what that looks like. Um and like I did this whole back thing, and then like on the side of my model, I didn't even like do the belt thing to explain how it looks like on the back side. So I can clearly see this might have been disqualified because it's just like a bad reference. Where there's just some things where it's just like too complicated where they don't want to bother with trying to figure out what this is. I think also with like the Miku Expo, okay, I feel like I'm gonna just, you know what? I was gonna say, you know what, like, stop rambling about this, but hey, concept work is my passion, and I like talking about it. But basically, also, it's like, it's kind of weird too, because you also have to think about how the modelers and like the group that's doing all of this, they're not in complete communication with you, and they're probably not going to be planning to be in lots of communication. They're going to take a design that they're going to see, okay, this is like we clearly see what's going on and this is simple and we can probably pull from like different assets. We don't have to make fresh meshes with everything. And it's simple enough where we're not like busting our balls to create it. So those are things you probably have to consider, at least for these Miku Expo contests. You know what I mean? They have to like consider it's like you're not part of our team. Like we're not going to be talking to each other through like Discord, like chats, right? They even said like it's like if we like a design, like we'll take it, but we will like remove some things we feel like we just like don't want to put it there. And I mean they don't like, directly say why, but it's probably because it's like, oh, we just don't want to model that. We just don't want to make meshes for that. It's a little bit too much work, right? So you also have to consider like if you have a lot of like stuff going on, and especially if you have a lot of stuff going on where you're not explaining how it looks like and how it works, like then it's just probably going to be disqualified for that. It's probably a good design, but they're like, we're not going to guess what's going on here. Like we want to know what's going on here. So I think, yeah, especially this belt thing, you can't see what's going on. Like the black color is nice, but you can't see how it comes together. Yeah, I mean it was probably like again like I'm trying to make like excuse. It sounds like I'm trying to make like excuses. It's like they just probably just didn't like the design too. Um so that's one thing. But I feel like my last year's design, like I liked the design, but I feel like my execution on that design was Like for the reference sheet was not very good. It didn't look very appealing. That's also one thing too. You have to make the design look appealing as well. I feel like the body, the way the body looked on the reference sheet, it didn't look very good. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. So it just like probably wasn't like, yeah. And it's weird too because you're like, is that all the accessories? Yeah. It's weird too because it's like, oh, I remember I have to fix this. Because like you want to give enough detail where the design is appealing, but you don't want to give too much where it's like, oh, we don't want to like do like make all this like fuss. Not make all this fuss. What am I saying? We just don't want to work that hard on it, right? Or something. Maybe our design is that bomb and they're going to be like, you know what, we're willing to put in the work for this. But I say that because I remember the first time they did the Miku Expo contest thing, and like this design that was the one. And the person that did win, good design, great design. But a lot of people are like talking about it. They're like, you know, it's like it is a little rude too because the you know, I mean, like there's gonna be haters, right? That they're not gonna like certain things. They don't like the design. They don't like the design. But they were talking about like, oh, this looks kind of like not that like exciting or whatever. And the person's like, it seems like they pulled out of like assets, you know, and they didn't want to like try to do something creative. And I'm over here thinking like in a 3D modeler perspective, I'm like, yeah, like they probably did that. They probably try to find a design where it's like it's going to be easy for them to do. And sometimes when I'm doing the Miku Expo designs, I have to like kind of consider that where it's like I have to make it somewhat interesting, but not too much where it's too noisy, but not too little where it's like boring. Just kind of like somewhere in between. And it makes me sound like I kind of sound like I'm like hyping myself up, thinking I'm the best like a designer that's ever existed. I'm probably not. I'm probably just like what's the term, like blowing smoke up my own ass. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, like I watch a lot of people talk about their like not talk about their life, but see like concept artists in their life and how they talk about going designing things and the reason why they make the decisions that they make. And I kind of think about it, I'm like, yeah, that's probably what they did. It's like they just didn't want to choose the hard one. They just went for the easy one. And especially if she's on stage, it's like all that detail, even if you're at like the front like looking directly at Miku right at the front, like you probably are not going to see the design that's on there. So there's probably no point putting all of that design on there. And if a lot of that design is the crux of your concept, then it's like if they are going to choose it, it's like, yeah, but we have to remove all of this stuff if we want to make it easier for ourselves. And then if you have to remove the major parts of your design, which is like all of that detail, then we're not going to choose it because it's just not going to make the design what it originally is. You know what I mean? As you can hear, I have a passion for this, so. Now, do I like how that is overlapping? Because that makes sense. It's just the thing is, this is low. Yeah, that makes sense, whatever. Also, the way I'm gonna render this is I'm just gonna do it like how I did the teddy bear Miku. So I'll show it. It's gonna pop up here. Oop. Hold on. She's a little bit too powerful. Okay. So this is my last year's design. The theme was like Toy Box. So this was like the design I did for it. And I'm gonna do it in this style where it's more like simple and stuff. I'm not gonna do like a full rendering of it like I do like with my last illustration. So expect it to look like this, you know, gradients here and there. Barely any shading, just something nice and cute. And I'm gonna do that for my other designs as well. I technically created 3 designs for this year's Miku Expo, but the third one I did not get it done in time. Or yeah, that's what I'm looking for. When I went to the Google form, it was shut down. So I thought it was PST 11 p.m. It was JST. So yeah, I don't think I remember, but mentioning this, but I am going to Miku Expo, so that's going to be lots of fun. And I don't want to jinx it, but Firefox is like kind of eating right now. Firefox is doing it for me right now. I'm actually like I used Firefox because I just kind of want to try it out. Like I've been using Firefox on my phone. I do like it. I feel like it's faster than Chrome. Um I need to see if like I can access like my Gmail through Firefox, which that doesn't make any sense, but maybe there's an extension for it. Who knows? Firefox has a lot of like cool add-ons and extensions that you can use that people make. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this one I don't know if anyone remembers this name or like old fans of mine who are just like here for some reason. This is called Horizon Miku because the song was called that, like had the word horizon in it. But yeah. Yeah, it's hard for me to talk about things because it's like I open my mouth, so I don't want to talk about the current Miku Expo contest. That's just not even closed yet. Because I was gonna say some things, so I'm like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, so actually part of it was the reason why I didn't get it done in time, which I'm not mad about. I remember mentioning that I was supposed to go to India this month. But we couldn't get our visas for government politics reasons, so we had to skip out on visiting India to see the wedding. But there was like a live stream on YouTube that we can watch, so there was a whole watch party that was happening. So we had some relatives come over to the house and watch, which was fun. So that whole entire day, I was just for like preparing for the watch party and stuff, and like going to go buy Indian sweets and stuff like that. Which, man, I got a story for that. But pretty much like it was like the longest I stayed up. I think I stayed up till like 3:30 or 4 a.m. Because people were still like there at the time, and like the time zones, India and Canada is crazy. But yeah, it was fun. So that's why the third one did not come up on time, because if I had that time, like that day when I was like watching the wedding, it could have been up. I could have submitted it, like I could have finished it that day, or even do a lot of it that day and then like finish it up like the next day, like sometime in the afternoon, because it was like I think it was like 11 or something. That was the 11 p.m. JST, something like that. Yeah. But I remember getting the Indian sweets. My mom's like, okay, so you have to go with your cousins to go get these sweets because it's going to be a lot, so they need to carry some stuff. So you need to go all the way over here, not the local stuff. You need to go all the way to here because these guys are apparently really good. I was like, okay, whatever. It's just like we're picking up sweets. And there was like a lineup for it, and I was like asking my cousins, like, do you guys know like what day it is today? Is it a special day? Special like Punjabi thing going on? And it's like, no, it's just like a regular day. So like they're that good that like, it gets, even on a regular day, because usually when you get sweets, it's like something is happening. You're not buying it for like the sake of buying it. They also have like general food there, like samosas and pakoras. But in my experience, the only time I'm eating pakora and samosa is like when events are happening. We're not just like having it all the time. So it was like really busy. I was like, okay. And the thing is too, like my mom walked in. The what? The pakora and the samosa is the food. That's the Indian food. Is the word pakora or something like a word in Spanish or something? Did I say something weird? Hold on, let me get some water. Drinking water. I remember Big Time Rush, yeah. I actually found this song, like I knew a Big Time Rush because obviously I grew up with them and I was like a girl, so like I was really young. Yeah, definitely. But I found this song through just like a parody. It was like I think I've seen the parody. It's like the people the title is like, oh, when you what is it? Like you want to be hood, but you also need to be family friendly for like your company or something. So they're like playing this, there's like playing the song and it's just them. It's like imagine like a UK drill group. They're just like wearing all black and they're just like lip syncing the song. Like they're being very serious too. So I was like watching the video, I was like, oh, this is really funny. But then I started listening to the song and I was like, oh wait, this is actually kind of a bop. So yeah. But yeah, but we called in. We called in. My mom called. She's like, "Yeah, we have an order. I want to make an order for this, and this." And it's like, okay, so like when you get there, you expect it to be done. Especially when it took a while for us to get there. Especially expected us to be like done and prepared. And then like go out or like pay for it and get out of there, right? So we didn't expect to like stand there in the line. So or like we didn't know what to do because like the vibes were kind of weird in that place. So we are just like standing in line. So I was like, okay, I guess when we go up to the counter, we just tell them, I was like, oh yeah, we had an order. So that's what I did, right? It's like, hey, we have a order for this, like under this name. And they're like, oh, like DoorDash. And I was like, no, like we called in. It should be under this number, under this name. And it's like, okay, what do you guys want? And I'm like, um, oh, the song is on my playlist. JPEG Mafia? Yeah, this is a good song. And we're like confused, like, huh? I was like with my cousins. I'm like, huh? Like, why do you have a phone then if like that's not the okay, whatever, right? Like we're thinking, okay, like whatever. I guess we'll wait because we still had a lot of time. And we're just like sitting there and we're just like, you know? And like we understand maybe the pagoda and the samosa, they're like making a lot of them and they're just like still making them. But at least like the sweets, right? Because the sweets, it's just like in a case that they have displayed out there. They just need to pack it up in a box. It's like, can you at least have like the pakoras ready at least? Not the pakoras. Can you at least have like the sweets ready? Like have them up in a box at least? Because it takes like 2 seconds to put them in, right? Um, and then like even like some of the liquids and stuff, it's like at least prepare that. Like we understand the pakora and the samosas need to take some time, but it's like, can you at least prepare the boxes, the sweets at least? Yeah. So the vibe was kind of weird, weird customer service. I mean, their shit was good. Like, yeah, it was like good food. um, I think part of it was just like it was a lot heavier than usual Indian places that we go to. But yeah. It was like there's sweet called gulab jamun, and there's like two types of gulab jamun you can get. You can just get like the plain gulab jamun, or you can get the one with coconut on it. And so the girl's like, okay, so like you needed gulab jamun, and it's like, yeah, we just need like this many like pounds of it or whatever. Um, and like she didn't even ask us whether we wanted the coconut or like the regular gulab jamun. And usually we always get like the coconut because it has like a nice texture to it. Usually the regular gulab jamun is just like wet. You know what I'm saying? If anyone's had gulab jamun. It's good, but like the coconut adds like a nice texture to it. And then she didn't even like ask us whether, and she was just putting the plain gulab jamun. It's like, hey, whoa, hey, 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 hey. can you at least ask, like, do we want the coconut one? And it was like weirdly intimidating. So me and my cousins were just like, oh, okay, I guess. I mean, damn, I need a lot of water today. Maybe it's just the way that my neck is positioned. It's crunched up. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic with my chin. What if I put my... I usually always put stuff underneath it. Find my stuff. My body is scrunched, yeah, like a shrimp. Looking like a shrimp right now. Do I have my book here? No, I'll just use this. Let me go get my little book. Hold on, let me get, sorry, I just like said that without my mic. Let me go get my little book so I can prop up my mic properly. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let me just move this back. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, it's much higher now, so I'm not like looking down while I'm, you know. Okay. But yeah, it was fun. Also, like we wanted to see if our dog was like okay with the amount of people coming, and usually when like a lot of people are coming, like sometimes she'll just get so overwhelmed that she doesn't really get too like she is anxious, but she doesn't like react a lot. So she would just like follow my mom around because overall it's like she's just like scared, right? It's not like she's like angry and she's like I hate people. It's like she just acts because she has an anxiety disorder, right? She's just very scared. Um, so I remember we were talking to the vet about it. It's like, is there any like thing we could do? Because we're doing training on top of that. And do I need the backside? I do not. Why did I? Why did I try to check the backside? Um, I think that's all the detail. Yeah, I can change the canvas for this one. But she's like, well, we have options for like medication, and it's basically like what's that anxiety meds? Like Prozac for like dogs, pretty much. And we're like, I don't know, but we tried it out because it's like when we absolutely need her to be calm, it's like it's either a lot of people coming into the house, like when we're having an event, or like grooming. Um, as like anxiety wise, she's doing better than usual. But yeah, it's hard because um, it's like not to be like too outing or whatever. Like the house in general, it's not a very like anxiety like free house. You know what I mean? Like there's just like a lot of stuff going on in the house that I can't really control. So I think a lot of her anxiety just comes from. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust here. I think I should actually switch up the way that this is set up. Hold on. I'm moving my mic right now, but it's just like yeah, it's really hard when she is just in a house where it's like just so much stuff is going on, and she like you know. Oh, sorry, my hair got caught up in my mic. Hold on. Gonna move my beautiful long hair. It's like, for example, the one way that I try to help with her sorry, just constantly adjusting. The way that I'm trying to help with her anxiety is sorry, I'm just looking at the hair. Do I want the hair longer? Nah. Actually, I'll just like see what it looks like. I'll move the hair down. So example, like the vacuum, she's very reactive with the vacuum. Um, and when I am using the vacuum, like I try to make it so that she's very comfortable. So like I always try to have my back towards her when I'm vacuuming and not just like shoving the vacuum in front of her face, which my parents do all the time and they don't really like care about it. Um, so if I am using the vacuum, I try to make it so it's she's very comfortable with it, and if she's feeling reactive, that I'm like communicating with her. It's like, it's okay. She has like a code word for like when she's feeling anxious and like the vacuum is happening. Like she feels comfortable when she's on the couch. So like when she sees like the vacuum, she'll like go on the couch to feel comfortable and stuff. But then recently nowadays, I just been using like a broom and like a Swiffer to clean up the floors and stuff. Because if it's giving her a lot of anxiety, I don't want her to like just experience it all the time and her to have to like quote unquote just deal with it. So I just try to eliminate it away from her so she feels happy and comfortable. And the floors get clean at the same time. So that's what I've been doing. But then like example for like parents, like they want to use the vacuum, so they don't really like care about that, because like there's the types that really want things like really like squeaky. Oh my god, I can't speak. Squeaky clean. Um, so they're gonna use the vacuum, and I mean with the broom and the Swiffer, like the floor looks fine, right? But yeah, just trying to do things like that. Like when we're on strolls and I see that she's clearly very uncomfortable and stuff. Like if she just wants to go turn around and go back home, we can do that, and that just kind of helps with your dog and how they can communicate to you better and stuff like that. Um, and she's been doing a better job at communicating and what she wants. So that's really good. Um, what else has she been doing? Yeah, and with all that too, like she's been eating a lot better, That's like been a struggle. Like she's been eating more because she has more options on like how to eat. So she has like a snuffle mat, a licky mat. Just her favorite way is like eating out of a Kong. So that's like her main way. And then if she's like extra hungry, there's like some food left in the bowl if she wants to eat in the bowl. Cause like she's smart in the way where like she'll get into something, but then when she realizes it's taking a lot too much work for her, like she'll just not do it. Like we got licky mats for her to like lick like frozen yogurt and like frozen peanut butter. And she liked it initially, but then when she started to realize that it was like too much work for her, she's just like, I don't want to use it anymore. Um Especially since we had only crunchy peanut butter at the time. Um and she was like trying to lick off like the peanut bits that were like stuck in between like the ridges for the licky mats. And I think she's just like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to like put all that work just to lick up some peanut butter. And her favorite way is the Kong, because with the Kong she like gets to lie down and eat. Which I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, she is gaining some weight, so that's nice. Like she's gaining some healthy weight. I think because she's been laying down and eating. I mean, she's always taking walks and she's always like playing with her toys and stuff. And so she has had a good healthy weight, but we've been noticing she's getting a little a little plumper, which I think it's because it's like winter. She's just gonna like be like that. I don't know if that works for like dogs. You know how like bears hibernate and they get a little chunky. But yeah. Um like now and then she'll use the sniffy mat, which is just like fake grass and you put like kibble in it, and because her favorite way of like engaging in things is like sniffing and licking. No, not licking, just sniffing. She just likes to sniff. So just finding a way where you're something that your dog really likes to do and just like hone on into that. So her favorite way of communicating is through sniffing. So we use a lot of toys that help her sniff and stuff. And yeah, so she was pretty good with that watch party. Like eventually she got pretty tired and like started to sleep, which was really good. That means like when they're sleeping around guests, that means they're like comfortable with them. I think over time she's understood like, okay, these people are not like a threat to me. I can relax and stuff. Which yeah, especially with the kids in like my family. Like I remember they always like messed with her a lot, and that's why she doesn't really like kids a lot because they were just trying to be like dumber. I remember like one of the kids like they thought it was like really funny to like scare like my dog, um, because they thought that was just like funny. And I remember my older cousin, not my older cousin, but like my cousin, but they're like older than them, and he literally just like took that little kid's like I don't know if it was like he just like took him by like the shoulder and like just grabbed onto it. I don't remember where he like grabbed on, and he's like, "Don't do that ever again." And like the kid started crying, which honestly, like, it might sound mean, but like honestly, yeah, like do that because he's not gonna learn if like no one's gonna do like be any like it's not gonna be stern about him. I think because he also had a dog at the time. I don't remember. I don't know. Their dog is pretty young, but I don't know if he had a dog at the time. But I guess he just like saw that. It was just like if someone did that to my dog, like, bro, I'll be so mad. Um, but yeah, like shit like that, and then like she had people in her like in her life like do that to her, and then she just does not like kids, and like I think even like my dog even recognizes them. You know what I mean? So like, every time like he comes over, um, she just starts like growling and barking because like, oh, this kid messed with me. I remember you. I remember there just recently I was on a stroll with her, my dog. See, like we can't say walk around her. She's not with me right now, but I say stroll a lot. She doesn't understand what that means. Um she there's like this one kid in our neighborhood that like messes with her, not in a way where like he's like coming up to her and like petting her when she doesn't want to, as in like he would just like run up to the dog. He wouldn't like go up, like he would run up and then he would like try to like be like, oh, hi doggy, and then like try to do like hand gestures to try to get her attention, and like my dog is like clearly like in distress, like she doesn't know what this kid is trying to do because she's like, is this kid like a threat or something? And I'm telling him, it's like, hey, like get away from my dog, like not like that, like not like super like intense like that, but you know what I mean, right? Like just like, hey, just get away from my dog, please, like she's distressed, just go away. The kid obviously wouldn't listen, and so I'm like trying to walk away from this kid. Would keep messing with her, and the kid's like, no, I'm just trying to, like, no, like you don't, like they don't understand that dogs have different personalities. So he obviously he's a kid, he's not going to understand that like, oh, this dog has anxiety, he doesn't know what that means. But I'm just saying like, okay, just like please just go away, like she's really upset right now, just like, and then kid wouldn't listen. And like every time I'd go like walk with my dog, like I'm always just thinking, it's like, is this kid gonna be outside today? And then just recently, after like maybe like a month or two of not seeing this kid comes out. And like my dog is like sniffing something and she doesn't notice the kid. And I think he was like coming up, it's like, oh, can I like see the dog? And I'm like, no. I just straight up told the kid, I was like, no, like she doesn't like you. You can't pet her. She doesn't like you. Like I just straight up told the kid, like, this dog does not like you. Like I was just being honest. You can't pet it. And he's like, oh, this dog doesn't like me. It's like, yeah, because you used to mess with her a lot, so like she doesn't like you when you come by. Just like I was just being honest, you know. And I think the kid understands because like I personally I tend to be pretty like honest with kids like that, but like sometimes kids like it when you just tell them like straight up. It's like, okay, this is what the situation is. Um But I just told him, it's like, yeah, my dog just doesn't like you. I told him, it's like, yeah, like she can recognize who you are and she doesn't like you because you mess with her. So, and the kid was like, okay about it. Like he was clearly like upset about it, which I felt bad because I think he did like the dog. He just didn't communicate with her very well. And so that just resulted in that. Um, And he's like, "Oh, she doesn't like me." So I was like, "Yeah, she doesn't like you." So I don't know. I He wasn't that sad about it, and then he was like just telling kids around. It's like, "Yeah, dog doesn't like me," and he just like went off doing his stuff, I guess. But I didn't really know what to do in that situation because it's like it's not. I was gonna be like, oh, like, because I don't even think like even if this kid tried to like be friendly to her, I don't think she would even like that. Like I don't think she didn't want to communicate with this kid at all. I've been working on this hair for too long. Um, yeah, so it kind of sucks when, especially when you're in an Indian family, they tend to like not like dogs. And so the way they act around dogs is like very annoying because then that's going to leave my dog like the impression of how they should be around people. You know what I mean? Cuz if people around you are like scurrying away from you and like yelling and like yeah, sometimes like there was like some family members that had the audacity to just like yell at my dog like they're the ones that own the dog, like it's their dog, like they know how to raise a dog. It's like, and the thing is like you um it's hard to explain to them. It's like, hey, like she has anxiety, like this is gonna affect her because obviously when they leave the house it's not their problem. It's a problem that we have to deal with, right? So when you're in a family of people that like don't like dogs and they don't like dogs around them because they grew up where dogs are strays and they tend to be aggressive because they're strays, then they just assume all dogs are like that. And so it sucks because like she grew up in that environment and it's like, how do I undo this? Because it's like even if we do training for her, it's like if she's in an environment where it's constantly like that, like how is she gonna improve? So it's like there is like improvements when it comes to like in the house kind of thing, but it's hard when we're outside because people want to be acting weird when they see a dog on a leash. And then they're surprised when the dog acts weird when you're acting weird, you know what I mean? But with like Indian people though, it's like you can't explain that to them. For real. Like, you just can't explain that to them that it's like, hey, don't act a fool or else the dog won't, you know. Like they think it's funny and cute, but like it's not, honestly. Because again, you're not the one with the dog, right? So I have to go home and all that training that we do is just like reversed because like you're being weird. You know what I mean? Damn, Firefox is it. Not a single malfunction, damn it. Not a single malfunction, damn it. Okay, I think I'm done with the sketch. I think I'm gonna do line art now. Oh wait, no, I didn't do this sleeve. Oh shit. Whoops. Gotta do this a little bit. Oh yeah. I like my doggy, so I love my doggy, so I like to talk about her. And I guess it's just like a PSA for like people. It's like, just like ask if your dog's okay with petting, and if they're not, then do not come up and pet them, please. Especially since my dog, I feel like I mentioned this a lot, but especially since my dog didn't grow up in a litter, so she has no idea how to pretty much be a dog, essentially. Um, like she had cousins around her, but obviously she wants to hang out with like her own people, and her own people was nothing. So also, update on the job hunting. Um, I did a Sephora thing, signed up for Sephora in like maybe 2 locations for just like, a person there working there. It's called a beauty advisor, but it's just like a sales associate. And so I did that. Honestly, expecting that nothing would happen, because that always happens when I apply for jobs, is that nothing happens. No response. Haven't, you know what I mean? It's the whole shebang, right? And then like a month later, they sent like a little email through Indeed. It's like, hey, we're having like a career fair, and come by and drop your resume at this location at this Sephora, and we'll do like interviews and stuff. And I'm like, oh, really exciting. So like I have an opportunity, which it's kind of annoying when they like contact you a month later. It's like, I kind of needed that job like now. What do you mean you're going to contact me a month later? But like, okay. So I'm preparing for this interview, because the thing is, like, I mentioned a lot, but I do like makeup, and I love doing makeup, and I have a passion for makeup and stuff like that. So I'm like, this is literally a perfect job for me. You know what I mean? And I've had experience. So I go in, and there's like a couple people there, like a bit of a lineup almost at this Sephora. And I did wear a little bit of makeup because the place that I was going to was a bit far away, so I didn't have time to do like a full beat. Hold on, let me just drink some water. And the thing is too, in Sephora, is like a long time there was like a rule where you had to wear a full like beat of makeup, or you have to at least wear like five items of makeup, if that makes sense. But they've been pretty lenient about that. Sometimes there's people that go in and they're not wearing makeup at all. And so I was like, okay, I'll just like wear a little bit of something. Just wear like, I didn't even wear like eyeshadow, just like a little bit of like gloss on the lids, a cute little lip, just like a nice tint. Put that same shade on like my cheeks, and then just add a little bit of gloss here and there. Put some setting spray to make my skin look kind of glowy, and like that's it. What else did I do? Oh yeah, a little bit of tight lining on the waterline and stuff like that. Just like a little bit of definition here and there. Nothing crazy. And I know that sounds weird, because it just sounds like that might have been like the make or break of whether I could be going to Sephora if like my makeup was bad. But it's like, that's kind of a weird thing to judge when someone's asking for a job, right? Like I've been to job interviews where I'm not wearing makeup at all, because I wasn't into makeup at that time. But I'm like preparing for this interview. I'm like, I have the experience in these areas that they're asked for. Like, I got it. And so when my interview came, I was like, honestly, when I did the interview, I thought I nailed it. I thought, because like they ask questions where it's like, okay, so like, why did you choose Sephora? And not only do I love makeup, but I'm also like, obviously, like I do illustration and stuff. So things like creativity like this is like up my alley. And also being an artist, like things like in makeup that are like important is like learning color theory and understanding how like color works, and like when you're suggesting products for customers, like looking at their skin tone and seeing what colors work on them, using like color theory and having pretty much a good eye. And I didn't exactly say that, but like I was just like saying stuff like that where I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, I literally like know how to paint and shit like that. But like I'm like, yeah, I also have a passion for makeup and stuff, and it talked about like, and I love like the environment that Sephora brings to their customers, and like what they advocate for and stuff like that. And I remember I thought the one thing that, okay, I think I'm done with this. Yeah, it's supposed to be simple. I don't want to try to. Also, this pose, it's okay. The pose is okay. They asked, it's like, so have you had experience in operations? And I'm like, holy shit, yes, I have. That's literally what I do in my annual volunteering work. is that I work in operations mostly. I mean, we called it ops. We call it ops, obviously, to shorten it in my volunteering stuff. It's like, yeah, that's what I do in my volunteer work that I do annually. I work in operations. So I'm very experienced in this stuff. And I thought I had it. I thought I had it right there. I'm like, damn, they're going to hire me. Um, mm, but then nothing came from it for like a month. And I was thinking, I'm like, what did I say in the interview? Was it like the times that I asked for? Because I also live far away, so like I have to consider the fact that if I want to make it to work, I have to work in times that like I can make it to and stuff like that. So I didn't say anything extreme. It's like, yeah, I'm like full time, like I'll, you know, I'd mentioned it's like, yeah, I would prefer maybe these times, but you know, I'm pretty flexible, you know. Um, and I was thinking, it's like, man. And then after a month, they sent me an email. It's like, sorry, like we didn't consider you. It's like, what? I felt so disappointed because I thought I really had it. I thought I really had it. And that was like my first ever interview in like a year and a half of like applying for jobs, and I messed it up. And it's like that's the most devastating part. It's like the only interview that I had after how many years? I mean like a year and a half probably. And I didn't even get in. Maybe I'll try again. I'll just like try again, I guess. I don't know, like maybe if I do try again, I don't know if they're going to put me in because I did the interview and stuff. It's like, why would they consider me twice, you know? I'm hoping for like the job gods that something might happen and they just like contact me. It's like, hey, so like we kind of need more positions. Are you still interested in this job kind of thing? It sucks because I do have a passion for it. Cause it's not even like the whole like color theory thing. It's like if you ask like I'm looking for this type of foundation, it's like I can point you to the brand. I can point you to the brand of foundation. It's like, oh, you have mature skin and you want this type of finish. Like, oh, House Labs, you know. The Dior foundation is really nice for mature skin. It has like a nice finish to it. A lot of people that have mature skin like really love the Dior foundation, the Dior Forever foundation. They're like, oh, I'm looking for like a really good setting spray. It's like, okay, one size. Beyonce literally used that for their Renaissance tour. One size foundation, one size setting spray. Even the Urban Decay All Nighter, classic. Urban Decay All Nighter, great setting spray. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the crazy thing too is like even before I was actually doing a lot of makeup, like learning how to do a lot of makeup, it's like I knew all about this stuff like before I even dived into actually wearing makeup. Like I knew about like this makeup stuff before I even knew how any of this stuff felt on my skin, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of like people are surprised when they're like, oh, they're looking for like a makeup product, and I like suggest them something, and it's like, girl, you don't even wear makeup. How do you know this? And it's like, I just know. I just know. By the way, the House Labs foundation, like that was like the first foundation I was so shocked with like the color matching. Because my skin tone is like light, medium, neutral, olive, and it's like really hard to match my skin tone because I have to go like back and forth with like different products and stuff like that. I did find a drugstore foundation that works really well for me right now. Also, you have to like have foundations that are like depending on the season. Like for me, I have a darker foundation for like when it's summer, and then like a lighter one for like right now. So that one's working out for me, but when I swatched that thing on my hand, I was like surprised how well it like swatched on my hand. I don't know what type of technology they put in there. But yeah. And they have like, oh my god, and like Sephora, they have like a whole skincare section, and like that was like way more up my alley than makeup was before, because I was a huge skincare junkie, And I'm a person that's like prone to like acne and like all these skincare things. So like when it comes to ingredients and stuff, like I know what to suggest to people. Like I know what to do. Especially skincare, especially. And even like fragrance too. It's like I have a fragrance thing too. Like when people ask like, oh, like I'm looking for this type of thing, like I know what to suggest them. Like I like fragrance as well. I feel like this sleeve needs to be puffy. But I'll try again. I'll be persistent. I'll just like keep applying and they're like, oh damn, she really wants this job, huh? Just hire me out of pity, please. What did I miss? Oh my god. Um I don't know what the last thing you heard, but you know me, I just forget right away. I literally just went on a tangent. I just completely forgot what I was talking about. What was the last thing you heard? Oh, I'm drinking some water. Hold on. Just find the address of the owner. Is that a saying or was that something I actually said? Are you trying to be cheeky or am I dumb? um I was talking about my dog a lot. Were you hearing all of that? Because that was a lot. I know, I'm telling you to just get that job you want. Yeah, just like at gunpoint. Yeah, no, I was just mentioning how yeah, I just wanted that job. After a month, they contacted me, did the interview. After a month after that interview, they did not select me. Hey, it is a gunpoint. Well, how about a strong word? Strong word. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like I thought I had it. I thought I had that. I didn't say otherwise. Yeah, that's true. I thought I had it because I had all the experience that they were asking for. There was just something in the interview that they just weren't looking for. Maybe it was just like I think they realized that I was living far away, and so they rather just hire someone that's just like closer, so they're more reliable. So that sucks. That kind of sucks. Like where I live, a lot of things are just far away from me. Even though I am willing to make the commute, it's just like I obviously they probably rather just like hire someone that's more reliable, you know. Okay, I think this sketch is good, so I'm just gonna do the line art now. Tell him you live in the same neighborhood. Oh yeah, but that's the thing. I think I realized right now that on my resume it says where I live, so I can't lie to them and be like, oh no, I live here. It's like, girl, it's on your resume. What do you mean? I heard some people like a life hack that some people said, like if you want a job, especially when it comes to references, um, they're like just write down places that shut down in your area. Um, so that way when they ask about the job, it's like, oh, you were working at this like ice cream shop. Can you tell me something about that? Also, like we couldn't like contact them. It's like, oh yeah, because they like shut down. But I worked here, trust me. They shut down. They shut down. Or some people are like, oh, like, tell me about this job. It's like, oh, I can't because I signed a NDA or something like that. So it's like they can't really, yeah, they can't really talk to you about it, kind of thing. So I've been really been a big fan, not the NDA. It's like, girl, you were working at uh Pizza Hut. What NDA? What NDA is Pizza Hut making people sign? No, I was just like watching a podcast recently and they were just like making a little joke. It's like, oh yeah, here's some like hacks if you want a job. The secret recipe, yes. It's the crack that they put in their crust, I swear to God. It is, I swear they put some sort of drug in there to make that crust really good. I haven't had Pizza Hut in a while, but thinking about it, honestly, it's like I honestly feel my skin acting up. It's like it wants acne built up right there. Oh, no one out pizzas the Hut. True. But you know what? I'm a Domino's person though. I like Domino's over Pizza Hut. Like out of all the chain pizza places, I mean, I think I've only eaten like out of three, like the major three: Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, and Domino's. And then like the other places are just like hole in the wall pizza places, like Indian pizza places that my mom wants to eat because more flavor and stuff. Same. I'm not a crack fiend. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just like the fact that they pan fry their pizza. That's what makes it really, really good. But yeah, I was just like talking about how in Sephora, it's like it's not even that like because I was talking about how like the whole artist thing where it's like, oh, I can help like people find their right like colors of like foundation because I just have special eyes, you know. um just understanding undertones and stuff like that. Also, by the way, I think I cut off, but I've been really into using vector layers for my line art recently because that's what I did for my reference sheets, and I kind of like using them. So I tend to do a little more of a freehand thing when I'm doing line art, but also I don't remember what pen I was using. I think I was using a different pen in this one, but I'm just gonna stick with my peach mango pie pen. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so it's not even that. It's just like I can even suggest them like what brands that they can look towards to depending on their skin type and depending on price point, you know. It's like you know what I mean? What pen did I use here? I think I did use the mango peach pie pen. Or no, I think I used the G pen here, but I'm just gonna stick with my pen that I use now. Yeah, let me just put this away. Yana hates pixels. Yeah, I mean, like I've been kind of experimenting with them. They do like make line art much easier. The way that vector layers works in Clip Studio Paint. But yeah, just like experiment because like for me, it's like with vector layers, I find it kind of weird. When you're using a bit more of a textured pen, which that's what I'm kind of using. I don't use like a straight like G pen, for example. But we'll see. We'll just like try it out because it was good with when I was doing reference because it made, you know, doing the line art because I needed to do just simple line art, and so that really helped. And it made it much more cleaner, the reference sheets. And you're probably thinking like, okay, bitch, like where's your reference sheet that we've been asking for how long? Okay. Listen, I didn't know how to do reference sheets, so I was trying to learn while I was doing the Miku Expo ones. But now I'm kind of comfortable, so I'm gonna head back to it eventually soon, maybe off camera. Maybe I'll work on it on stream. But yeah, I'll work on it. God, I hate this eye. Gosh, I hate this eye. Also, my design is a little bit more complicated than the ones that I designed for Miku Expo, so it's just a little bit easier for me to do it, you know? Just needs a little bit more of a lean. Sure. But I've been thinking a lot about making merch and like keychains and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of on my journey of doing that. So I have a lot of like these keychain ideas and like sticker ideas. I think that's like the hard part with like the merch stuff is that like you have to decide whether you want it to make it into a keychain or a sticker because stickers it's like cheap, but like you know, you need that variety. So I have had these ideas for keychains, and then I have like these ideas for keychains as well. But like, I'm like thinking like maybe I should just make them into a sticker. But I've been watching a lot of I think I mentioned this before. I've been watching a lot of like people going to conventions, people who like do artist alley for conventions, and they talk about like, okay, listen. I'm gonna let you in on something. Like, I've been looking at a lot of these people who go to conventions, and these people like travel, right? Like they have like special insurance for like these type of things because that's their main source of like income, and so they have like special insurance for like something happens during the event and stuff like that. So this is like their job, right? And like, listen, the amount of money that people make as an artist at Artist Alley is honestly kind of insane. Like it's a lot. I mean, it's varying depending because like I hate talking about it sometimes, especially like the business side of like art and like artist alleys. Sometimes there's like these truths to these things where people don't want to hear. Which I'm not the most successful like artist, so like who am I to say how to be successful as an artist? Which because like I'm not, but like I just notice patterns. So like you're not gonna make a lot of money if like guaranteed, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying like some of these artists make like I swear these artists make like five figures off of like a 3-day convention. And I think it depends on the convention you go to. Like they do research on what's like the best like selling places to vendor at. But these it's like they spend a lot of money on the travel, like hundreds on the travel, but like what they make out of it after is like tons of money. Considering also like things like prints are pretty cheap to like make and stuff like that. But like I said, it's not like a guaranteed thing, you know. Because in the end it's like I don't want to say like I hate saying this, but it's a business thing. It's like if you're going to an anime convention to vend at an artist alley and the things that you're selling is like not anime shit, but you're just hoping that like maybe the art's good enough that people will like buy it and stuff. It's like people go to anime conventions to get anime shit, you know what I'm saying? Cuz like I've seen that in anime conventions or people who are not selling anime things are trying to like make a profit there, and it's like you can kind of see it on their face that they're just kind of frustrated. It's like, well, just because you're there doesn't mean you're going to guarantee profit and stuff. I don't know. Because it makes me sound like I'm mean. It's like, your art sucks ass, you need to change it. But it's all into like also just like your presence online too. It's like, you know, start making a presence online so that when you do go to conventions, it's like, oh, people recognize you, and then it's like, oh, we want to get your stuff because we know you and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it without sounding kind of because the pattern I notice is a lot of people who make these convention like vlog thingies, it's like they have like a similar art style where it's like, okay, I can see why that's like successful in selling because that's what the consumer wants. I don't know. I'm just saying, like the consumer nowadays usually want a certain style of art, and so if you don't have that, like, you know, I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna, because you don't want to say that. You don't want to say people who have like a different way of doing their art, like, oh, you're not gonna be successful. But like, I'm being honest, like people like their anime art, you know? Just trying to be honest, like it's no. I kind of regret saying that. Yes, you can be successful, whatever you do. I'm just saying. My hands are up. My hands are up. And yeah. But you'll notice it's a common theme with some of these people, the style of art that they sell. It's all kind of the same, to be honest. Which I'm not saying I'm like the best artist and like I'm different, I'm better than everyone else, but no, our sponsors now, yeah. But I'm saying it's like if you can get your hands on some artist alley positions, you can make some bank. I'm just saying. No wonder people do this like as like a living. They go to conventions for a living because they make a lot of money doing it. They make 5 figures in like 3 days. Like what the hell? And if you're saying like if you think I'm like exaggerating, like saying like 5 figures, like who said that? It's like today I literally saw a vlog. I saw a vlog where someone's like they didn't want to say the exact amount, obviously, for good reason. Why did I do the nose in here? But they're like, yeah, I made 5 figures. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I made 5 figures. Oh yeah, I did do the nose like that. Because again, as someone who's been to conventions, like I've seen people who sell unconventional things at like again, like at these anime conventions, and I can see it in them that they're really struggling to get people to get their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then like out of the blue, they like start doing like deals and stuff. It's like, okay, well we have a deal right now. Like guys, like hey, come over here, I'm getting attention. Like, you know. I like that nose. I say this because I'm a witness. I've seen it. It's like with like just like general social media things. It's like just keeping up with the trends and like just keeping up with people are into so you can grab their attention. It's like there's like no shame in it. It's like if you go do that grind or whatever. But yeah, then you get like people. It's like I don't know. I understand why people don't pay attention to my art. Like my art is so much better. It's like, well, that's why, dog. You're trying too hard. I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this a lot, but because I've just had bad memory. Also, I just recently had this experience. I don't know if anyone else has had the experience. By the way, sick transition. Let me just talk about something else. I recently just had like an appointment, like a neurologist appointment that I get like every couple of months, like more than a couple of months, if that makes sense. It's not like a lot, like once a year, but like every couple of months. And it was weird because like the first time I met him, it was just kind of like expecting like usual answers that I get from my doctor. It's like, oh yeah, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. And he's like asking questions, obviously, like, do you experience this? And I'm like, oh no. And like we're like coming towards the end of the session. And he asked like, do you have any like weird like birthmarks or anything, stuff like that? It's like, oh yeah, definitely. Like I have these like here, like this. They were like this when I was a kid, but like no one said anything, so I just thought it was just like whatever. And then he did like an anime slow turn. Like in my brain, it was like an anime slow turn of like, he's like, wait, what? And it's like, oh yeah, like they used to be like this. Like my mom said it was like this, but like I haven't had them checked, and so they just kind of like been there. And he was like, can you like pull up your pant leg? I just need to see it. It's like, okay, yeah, sure. And I'm over here like, what? Like, why is he? And he's like looking at this, and he's like, okay, like. can I look at your vision, please? Can like, and he had like the little light outs, like I need to see your vision, like I need to see this, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it's like, yeah, so you might have this, so we're just gonna, keep an eye on this. And I'm like, okay. It's weird because like I feel people have this experience where it's like they have their family doctors. It's like, oh, whatever, it's probably not a big deal here. Take some Tylenol, and then when they go to a different doctor, they're like, how the hell are you surviving? You have superpowers? No, I have the opposite of superpowers. I have yeah, whatever the opposite of that is. I basically have like these birthmarks on my legs that have never been checked and I've just always had. And it's like a genetic thing that like I think I don't know who passed it on to me. It's not threatening or anything because the stage I'm in right now is it's barely doing anything to my body. It's not life threatening or anything. So if you're wondering, like it's nothing like that, but it's like it's called something like neurofiber mosa or something, neurofiber whatever. So it's like, yeah, so and then like the last, like that was like the first time I saw him, and then like I just saw him like a week ago, and he's like, okay, we need to do some blood testing where we need to get you to sign a consent form so that this goes to like the government and shit like that or something. Like, so cause like I'm gonna take a regular blood test and then this is gonna go to a special place where it's like special testing and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I've been living for how many years? I had this my entire life, and now all of a sudden it's like I've discovered it, what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else did he say? I was gonna say something else. Hold on, I have to yawn. But like, yeah, it was an experience. Like, people have like this universal experience of like, you see a different doctor. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, how the hell are you like still alive? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you have all this shit happening to you. How does your actual doctor not know what's going on? Oh, like he said something where it's like, it's not rare that like people get this, but it's like, he's like, but in my office, I don't really get people that have this. So I'm like, I don't know what that I don't know what that says. I'm like, sir, how am I supposed to feel about this? But like the positive, they checked my blood pressure and my blood pressure is like perfect. So I don't know. I have that going for me. It does sound like I have superpowers because I'm gonna have my like blood tested in a special lab or something like that. But the whole like perfect pressure thing, it's like sometimes I feel a little weird about it because I'm like, I think I'm just young, I'm just young. That's why I'm able to digest things properly because of that reason. I mean, I think around my age, like things start to slow down, but not like drastically. So, kind of surprised because I have like the worst diet. So I'm like, what the hell? Um, Man, these eyes are kind of have been bothering me, but I think they look okay. I've been trying to imitate like the eyes that were on the reference sheet. So like these very like feline eyes. Didn't want to do like fluffy eyes if that wasn't the case. See, what's great about vector is that you can easily clean this up like this and like this. It doesn't affect the line art whatsoever. Oh wow, is my arm in my body right now? It looks like it's really far back. What the hell? Why is it doing that? Because this is the typing arm. Why is it far back like that? Are you okay, ma'am? Oh, whoops, wrong window. I mean, it's out here. It's out right here. I don't know. Hold on, my display has a lag on it. Let me just see. To wait to see. Oh, there we go. Oh, because my thing wasn't open. Okay, that's why. Let's combine that. But honestly, like prints, especially in my area, that's like a very popular place to get prints. Where I live, a lot of the artists get them. Like if you're local, and it's still pretty pricey for like a small pack of prints, you know. So you do generally spend a lot when you're doing inventory. Yeah, also I just realized I just saw my display. I key with like a really dark blue color because I do have like the bloom effect on with VMagick Mirror, but when you like intensify it, it like reflects around the area. So like when I used to use a green chroma key, my model just looked green. So I decided to use like a dark blue color, and it seems to key out pretty nicely. I feel like line art is the one part where it's like I'm starting to really like think like, should I really trust the process? But it should be all good. Also, I made her look this way because like the song is about like horizons and like trying to search for you and shit. So I wanted her to look in a different direction. Not the biggest design, like not the craziest design choice, but just something a little um on theme, I guess. My original design, I don't know if I can. Let me just pull up how bad this was. Let me just see if I can pull this up. I hope it's not like in another file. Don't have to search for it. Yeah, here it is. I was thinking of using this pose, but I didn't really want to. Yeah, so I do not like how this looks. It was like I was trying to like airbrush it like beyond to just like help it somewhat, but it just looks so bad. Like look how bad this blurring is. I can't believe I like uploaded that with just this. It's gross, 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 gross. Man, I hated the way I painted back then. I was relying so much on like glow dodge and stuff because I used to watch a lot of like raw straws. Okay, why is my arm doing that? Okay, there we go. And I can't just have everything perfect, huh? I always have to have something malfunctioning. I used to watch a lot of, not used to, I still do. He just like barely uploads nowadays. But he uses a lot of like glow dodge, like that's his thing. Like if you're an artist and you don't know who Raw Straws is, it's like, yeah. And so I used to use that a lot, which I still use here and there. I use very sparingly because it can look really bad, but I was thinking of maybe just using the pose that I already did for this one, but I don't know. Hate it. And this pose, I think it looks like sweet, you know what I'm saying? Looks very sweet. I mean, you can't see it, but why is it doing that? Okay. Let me see. Yeah, it looks kind of cute. I don't know, she doesn't look like she's standing properly, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it looks like just there's not a lot of weight, like the weight distribution on her body. Doesn't look even. That's okay. Yawn. Oh, man. Sometimes when I'm streaming and like after I haven't streamed in a while, I get like super freaking like antsy, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm just like talking. But what day is it today? So naturally I should be streaming on Sundays. Not Sunday, but Sunday this Sunday. But I have a concert that I'm going to that I'm very excited about. I've been waiting for this concert forever. I got these tickets like a while back. So it's finally coming around and I'm very excited. It's gonna be like a low key thing. It's gonna be at a small like club venue. Um I think I talked about them. Um it was like a band that I discovered through COVID. Like I just like saw their album. It had like I don't know, like 20, 30K views at the time. And I was like, "Oh, I like the artwork. Let me check it out." And I was like listening to it and I'm like, "Oh, this is so good." And I started like researching the band. And I found out that they had a concert like in my location like 2018. And I was thinking too, I was like, I'll probably like never ever see this band live ever again. But guess what? They're coming back. It's gonna be my first Japanese band that I've seen that I'll see live. Which that's check. It's like a checkbox thing off the bucket list kind of thing. I mean, it's natural that I should because I've been listening to it all my life. So I would love to see if they have like CDs of their albums there, because that's what happened when I went to the last concert I went to. They had like the CDs of their albums, so I hope they have that. I mean, this and which would be kind of weird because the album is kind of old ish, kind of. So I'd be very surprised if they still have some in print. Um, Maybe they made it in print for the concert. But usually when I go to concerts, I always um it's always you always have to get the shirt, like the tour shirt. And then for me, I like to collect the posters, like the tour posters, because I just like having things on my walls. And if they have the CD, maybe that'll be over too much. Um I think some other concerts like they didn't have like physicals, CD physicals. And the thing is, like, I didn't. The last concert I went to, I got the poster and the CD, and I mean, of course, you kind of want like a tour shirt, but I actually like didn't like any of the designs for their tour shirts. So I was like, I'll just skip on this shirt, I guess. I mean, I feel like it'd be something I'd be into like a long time ago, but it's not really my aesthetic anymore. So I was like, I'll just skip on it. I really hope they're like because like the actual CD, um, the last concert I went to, like their CD, like the album art for the album that they were touring with, you know what I mean? It was actually like it's like a very pretty album art, and I was hoping I would like have they were gonna have a shirt where it's like themed with that album art, but they didn't. So And like the tickets were like pretty cheap too. It was like $30 each. It was like a small thing, so yeah. I do like the small venue concerts though. And I don't think there's any opening for this concert, so ooh, the dreaded lines, free-handed lines. But I have vector layers, so it should be okay. Okay, it's a little bit too close. What else happened? Oh yeah, Halloween. Yeah, Halloween happened. I didn't really celebrate it. Just kind of was feeling really bad, um, mentally bad, so I didn't really celebrate it. I didn't really, also because I didn't really have a costume either. Um, I was thinking it's like I have little cat ears, maybe I'll just like do a cat thing, but I was like, whatever. Cause like in my group, like friend group, it's like it's kind of like a thing that like I'm like the cosplayer person, so it's like when Halloween comes around, it's like I'm expected to have some sort of like extravagant costume or something. I was like, girls, like girls, guys, I can't take the pressure. They're not all girls. Um, so I haven't been really doing good costumes lately. I don't know. Last like good costume I did was like I did Safina for like 1 year for like an anime convention, not for Halloween. Um, I did Safina like my own way of doing Safina. Not I didn't do her exact outfit. Some people recognized me. Um, but like I remember working really hard on that costume, and like nowadays I don't really want to wear it anymore. Also because like the leggings that I used, like they were like just ripped up and like and I'm just like I don't want to put this on again. What will happen if I put it on again? It's so hard to put leggings on, man. There are leggings that you can get that are like non-terrible. And when I mean terrible, I mean as like the action to like rip apart something. I mean, I think they can work in both ways, but in this context. But those are obviously expensive, and like I was coloring on them anyways. It's like I'm not gonna buy like $40 worth of tights or like spandex, and like color all over them. I think another way to make them not rip, because I didn't think about it at the time, but another way to make them not non rip, just not to rip them in general, is to like to put like maybe like a skin layer on, like a skin colored like tight on, and then put it on over, so like there's nothing like messing with the fabric. It's like it's especially like the feet, like when like trying to just get the feet through because you have like the nails and stuff. You don't want to try to poke it out and stuff like that. And like even just like grabbing the tights where you don't want your nails to like poke through the tights. People are like, oh, like a hack, just like put on like silky gloves and stuff. It's like I gotta do all this just to put tights on. Oh yeah. I was thinking maybe it's like I mean I still like the Zafina. Maybe just like like update the the cosplay over time. But like the big part of that cosplay, like the tights are kind of ripped up. But it's like, do I have to get new tights? I think I can improve on the jacket a lot. I custom like I made my own jacket. Like I sewed my own jacket. The skirt, it was like it was the skirt had a certain cut where it was like you had to kind of fidget around it to like make it work and stuff. Yeah. But now that I think about it, I kind of want to go back into okay, I like that. I kind of want to go back into fixing up that cosplay. Cuz I put a lot of money and effort into it. It was originally for like a costume contest that the convention had. And I was I was like making it and I'm like I'm so glad I didn't like actually sign up for it because I actually hate the idea of me walking up on the stage wearing this. You know what I mean? I think the other major cosplay I did was I did Twilight Princess Zelda, which I worked very hard on. I was in high school at the time. I did like the shoulder pads, um, made like the little thing on the front. It was like very just like half destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just coming together with like sticks and glue and tape. It wasn't the most secure costume. But I loved cosplaying as Zelda. I really liked her. I still really love her Twilight Princess outfit. I think it's such a pretty outfit. But speaking of Zelda, though, I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. I just been kind of off of it for a bit, and now I just like came back playing it. I've been really loving it. Yeah, I just been like my goal is to just basically find all of the shrines because I never did that in Breath of the Wild. It's like I want to find all the shrines, and every time like I feel like I found all of them, because like for the shrines, it's like for anyone who hasn't played like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, or neither of those games for this context, but basically there's like these shrines that are like riddled all over the world, and you go in, and basically there's like a puzzle in there that you have to complete, and then when you complete the puzzle, pretty much it's always like you trying to get to a checkpoint, and at the checkpoint they give you this like um orb of light, and if you get four of those, then you can use four of those orbs of light to like increase your hearts or your stamina, and obviously there's a cap to it. So I've capped up on stamina, I just haven't capped up on my hearts, and so I've been just like looking and looking and looking for shrines, and then every time I feel like I found all the shrines, then the little like statue person would be like, okay, go bring peace to the world. So that's like basically a the indicator of like, oh, I didn't find all of the shrines. Because like if I'm pretty sure at the end she'll be like, yeah, you found all the orbs of light, good for you, congratulations, and she has not said that yet. So I've just been doing that because the thing is too, it's like it's not only like the stuff on the ground. There's in Tears of the Kingdom there's shit in the sky, so you have to you have to go to the Skylands and like find shrines there. Hold on, I need some water. So I might play it after the stream. It's a good way to relax after the end of the day. Also, I had like chips here that I have not been chewing on. Hold on. Let me chew on some chips right now. Okay. Also my mom woke me up this night. This night? No. Like not this night right now, like previous night. I don't know how to say it, but she woke me up like she called me like in 6 in the morning. And it's like super dark in my room and I'm like, hello? And she's like, can you check if the stove is off? I think I left it on. And when she says that, it's like I know she turned it off. Like I know she turned it off. It's like you have to get up and check and go downstairs and check. And so I know she turned it off, but I just went and checked, so I'm like walking down there like a zombie. And lo and behold, the stove is off. There's only one time where like she would say like to check the iron board or check the stove, and there was like only one time where she was right about something where she did leave the iron on. But yeah. So I kind of woke up a little late. That was the moral of that story. Not the moral, just like the fact that happened in that story. Man, I hate this. And like with the vector liner, like you can actually take the line and like adjust it. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on. Correct line. Adjust, redraw, control point. Ah, yes. I never tried this. Let me try this. I can control point my lines. Hold on. Oh. Is there a way where I can like do it all together? I can select it and like, okay, well, is it just like this? Ooh, it's a little bit too much. Is there a way to do this? Like, okay, I don't like that. Let me redo that. Whoops. Okay, put that back. Is there anything I can pinch? Correct? What does correcting do? Ooh. Correcting doesn't do anything. I think the line has nothing, so redraw. Oop. Oh, so you can just like go over the line and just okay. Okay. I just rather freehand it and just like keep going until I get the right shape. And I do like my pen to have not a lot of stabilization, you know? Okay, yeah. Maybe I mean it's probably just my draft. No, it's actually me. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I like that line. I think I'll just adjust it like what is it called? Adjust line width, yeah. And then narrow it down. I'm just gonna narrow this line. It's a little bit too thick. I need that a little bit stronger actually. Just keep going over. Okay, that's the perfect width I need. And then just delete with vector eraser like that. Okay, simple. And you know what? With the Miku Expo contest, I mean, we've been talking about it a lot. It's in my brain. But the concert, the actual concert, where I'm from, it's going to be like the first concert. So I actually have no idea what even the track list is going to be like. So like we're going to be the first city to like hear it. Maybe I'll like go on Twitter and be like, "Hey guys, this is what the track list is." Like as I'm there on the concert, like on my phone, it's like, okay, this is the first song. I actually have an idea what some of the songs might be. Usually, like the best way to tell is if you go on the actual like Hatsune Miku official channel and like the songs they post on there is like that's a good chance that those songs are gonna be on the concert. And sometimes they throw a curveball here and there, especially if it's like the North American concert. They're gonna throw in a lot of like old classics. I feel like with concerts like Magical Mirai, where it's a little bit more kind of like when if you're like someone who goes to Magical Mirai, it's like, oh, you're a Vocaloid fan, right? So when the songs that they play there, it's like those are the songs that people in the fandom kind of know. But I feel like with the North American tour, it's going to be more like, oh, let's like play the songs that like even some people that are not even into Vocaloid know, which is not a bad thing because obviously like the classics are the classics, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that want to like hear that for the first time live because I mentioned it before. Specifically, these cities are cities that like people didn't even like they didn't even not people that Miku Expo didn't even like go to. So it's like these are gonna be like the first time people are gonna be seeing Miku, you know. And I keep mentioning Miku. I mean, yeah, it's like her name is in it, but like there's obviously her other like people. Like I'm not I'm not the biggest Miku fan. I like her, but Luca is my obviously like my biggest favorite Vocaloid ever, and so I'm gonna be passing out when I see her. But yeah, like yeah, I'm gonna freak out when they play Melt and World is Mine, stuff like that. Because I feel like Vocaloid has become a little bit more mainstream nowadays, so it's not been like this very specific fandom. It's been very like everyone knows who Miku is kind of thing. Because even back then, even some anime fans don't even know who Miku is. Like a long time ago, it's like when she was blowing up in like 2011, 2012 kind of thing. It's like yeah, people then knew about her, but then she was like dying off. And so if you were in the fandom, you're in the fandom. And like people who were even into anime didn't even know who she was. But I think nowadays people know who they are. Um yeah, I was just like watching a stream before I actually started streaming today. Um and I don't know, I was like saying some like Vocaloid stuff in the chat. And she was even like, yeah, I know who Miku is. I'm not a Vocaloid fan, but I know who Miku is. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even like that's like kind of surprising to me, to be honest, because the Vocaloid fandom hasn't been like that for a while. It's been debated like whether this fandom has been dead, but it's been on a revival, a renaissance, shall I say? Which is weird as someone who's been in the fandom for a very, 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 very long time. Because I guess it was nice when it was just kind of like a small group of people kind of thing. You just kind of had your own niche little thing. But I guess it's not a niche anymore. Or it's not really turning into a niche anymore, I guess. I feel like Dico Nina is the reason why that is. I mean, there's a lot of people, like a lot of Vocaloid producers who've been doing Vocaloid music even while it was like quote unquote dying, I guess. I guess I'll put quotes in there. And there's people who still like still did it even though it wasn't really the popular thing to do. They just like, they just like Vocaloid and they stuck to their guns, and I guess it really paid off. Cuz now these people who have been in the game forever have been very popular nowadays, so good for them. Oh damn, right when I said Renaissance, huh? Damn, Firefox is the best, huh? Firefox is the best. Man, I can't. I think it was Ghost Rule that really put Vocaloid on the map. Even though I don't really like that song, I don't. Hate's a strong word, but I just don't like the song anymore. Because I guess compared to like a lot of Deco's new songs, it's kind of just like aged kind of bad. Now that I look at the face, I think it's okay. Maybe because it's late night and like maybe when I come back to this tomorrow, I'm probably gonna hate it. Let me just adjust the eye again because I feel like it needs to be like lower or something. Hey, maybe if you just flip the canvas, it'll fix everything. No, I won't flip the canvas. I'm gonna make the decision now and then get it right on the first try. Also, the new Ghibli movie, or Ghibli, is it Ghibli? Yes, it's Ghibli. The new Ghibli movie. It's been out in Japan for a while, but now it's starting to come into USA theaters. USA, who the hell says that? US. I'm so surprised with like the casting. Like, you know how shocked I was when I heard the Heron's voice acting, and the person that voice acted that was not Willem Dafoe, it was Robert Pattinson. Can you like this Heron sounds like Willem Dafoe, but it's Robert Pattinson. I mean, like, honestly, hats off. The fact that like he went into the studio, he's like no, I'm gonna voice act today, okay? I don't care if I'm Robert Pattinson, okay? I am going to voice act. I don't care. Honestly, that sounds like such a him thing to do. And I'm pretty sure Christian Bale is in there. Like, it's kind of a traditional thing that he has to be in there. But, yeah. And the crazy thing about the new Ghibli movie is that the new movie is called The Boy and the Heron, but that's like the Americanized or Western title. The actual real title, the Japanese title, is something very like, it was like, how do you live life? I think that was like the title of the movie. It was something like that. And it's like, wow, why did they change it? And I think it was just like out of like just like marketing reasons. Oh, this is not the picture I want to look at. What I'm trying to reference, so. Also, there were like the contest thing too, was like they were very specific about how you render out the image. It's like it has to be RGB. It can't be Simiac. Simiac, yeah. It can't be Simiac. It has to be RGB. Which a lot of times, like nowadays, like I don't see people willingly choosing RGB. I always do Simiac because a lot of printing places ask you to do Simiac. Sometimes it dulls out the image, but that's why I print my own stuff at home. I can print at least like 8.5 by 11 stuff, but I need to find good paper that's like big. But like getting it print somewhere else is like so much better because like when I print 8.5 by 11, just one of them just takes like a really long time. Let's see. Try to do the color here. Okay, actually, let me just do the ear. Hold on. So this is supposed to be like the tension of the hair, but I think I'm gonna get rid of that because it looks like I misaligned the head. And that was like one thing I always did was like I always put a cuff on an ear when I want to do like a little design thing. A lot of my V-synth designs, there's like a little cuff on their ears. Actually, I don't think I do nowadays. I try to do like more elaborate earrings and stuff. Try to force myself to do elaborate earrings. It's not like I enjoy doing it, but um focusing. Okay, that looks right. Cool. Um, yeah, so this is like the head. I mean, we've been doing some drafting, but we just got the head down. But I am well over my streaming time. I could go longer, but like I'm planning to do like other things right now. So I need to play Zelda. Chill out, play some Zelda. Yeah, so I should be streaming on Sunday, but I have a concert to go to on Sunday, and hopefully I'll stream on Monday. I mean, honestly, who knows? Obviously, like I've been so up and down with streaming nowadays. It's hard to kind of do a schedule. Um, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this next time on stream next time. Uh, ooh. So yeah, I think I'm goodbye. See ya. Goodbye. Stream is ending. Goodbye. Bye 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 bye.